All right, everybody ready? Everybody ready? Okay, cool. I like that. Stay that hype. Okay, so get ready to make some crazy noise after our opening video, okay? Pay attention to the screen. Hello and welcome to the Salute Award ceremony at Toast of the Town, TechTown's annual fundraiser in celebration of Detroit's entrepreneurial spirit. We have a big-time presenting sponsor this year, an exciting new initiative called Venture 313, and we'll be sharing what that'll mean for Detroit's innovators and problem solvers in just a few. But first, I'm Orlando Bailey, and I'm excited to be here today at Wayne State University's Industry Innovation Center to share the stories of just some of Detroit's dreamers and doers who, hand in hand with organizations like TechTown, are building bridges for a vibrant Detroit. As a person of the media and a natural-born storyteller, yeah, if I do say so myself, TechTown's goal is one that I am also passionate about: to ensure that Detroiters in every neighborhood of our great city can channel their creativity and talent into starting their own venture. I've seen it firsthand. When we build bridges to opportunities, we create a more vibrant and prosperous Detroit. Today, we're going to celebrate the people and businesses doing just that, building businesses and building community right here in the city of Detroit. You'll see so many different faces representing all different kinds of startups, small businesses, and even not-for-profits. What do they all have in common? TechTown. Thank you for being here and believing in the power of entrepreneurship to transform lives and communities. That creating equitable access to opportunities like the ones found at TechTown are vital to the future of Detroit. So we invite you to invest in TechTown's mission. As a nonprofit, TechTown can achieve its mission to make sure that everyone can launch and grow a business without funding from the generous support of our entire community. Whether you're someone who gave $5 when you RSVP'd to watch online, or are about to give about $5 now, or a corporate sponsor of tonight's events, a foundation committed to building bridges for a vibrant Detroit, or especially an alum committed to making sure that TechTown reaches more people like you, we want to say thank you. Now let's get our celebration started with a message from the chair of TechTown's Board of Directors, the president of Wayne State University, Dr. M. Roy Wilson.
Thank you, Orlando. You know, I was wondering why he was so flawless in his speech, and I realize now that he had teleprompters right here. But I didn't know I was going to have a teleprompter, so I wrote everything down, so I won't be as smooth as your brother. Okay, do we have any board members here? I know that Governor Gaffney and Governor Thompson were planning to be here. Maybe they're listening online or they'll be here in a little while. But I do want to introduce my wife, Jacqueline, here at the front. You know, many of you know that I made an announcement earlier this year that this is going to be my last year as president, which means it'll be my last year as chair of TechTown. after after my contract runs out in July of 2023. So, what that means is that I often think about things that I'm doing. It's like the last time I'm going to be doing that thing, And since this is an annual celebratory event, this will be the last time that I get a chance to do this. And so I'm so happy that for this event that we're able to do it actually in person after a few years of having to, be virtual. And, if I may say so, it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day. It might rain at 8 o'clock, but not before, so that's great. We made a lot of progress together in this beautiful, innovative space, first of all, but it's really all about the people, right? It's the talent, it's the innovation, it's the drive, it's the entrepreneurship. It's all about the people. And we're just so pleased that we're able to honor a few of these enterprising and tenacious individuals today who will be receiving the Salute Award. So I'm not going to steal anyone's thunder by prematurely announcing or anything like that, but let me just say that they're great, and I feel honored to actually be in their company. Now, no one needs to rehash what's happened over the last couple of years. It's been tough. After many months of dealing with the pandemic and really a global health crisis with things like mobilizing mobile units, researching and addressing why COVID-19 has a disproportionate impact on both morbidity and mortality on communities of color, particularly African Americans. We've been able to finally now begin a pivot, and we've begun our pivot and are now refocusing on building a more equitable and prosperous future for Detroit and our region. Many of you already know that Wayne State's work goes well beyond the classroom and beyond the academics. While meeting the higher ed needs of this community, both Detroit and the greater region is our number one priority. Certainly we're always working, our Office of Economic Development and TechTown are always working to meet the unique and varied needs of our communities, including through the entrepreneurship programs we're celebrating today. And in looking to the future, the Office of Economic Development, as well as TechTown, synergistically but separately did complete their strategic plan this year, which dovetailed with a university strategic plan, which was from 2022 to 2027, called Our Moment in Time. And I will say one thing, all are aligned in our commitment to live our values of respect and inclusivity by leveraging our position as a national leader. We are absolutely the leader in Michigan in this, but we're one of the national leaders. We want to become the national leader in social mobility to improve our entire region. Creating social mobility means different things, right? It means a lot of things, but to us it means providing equitable access to higher education, making sure students actually get a degree, are able to obtain household supporting jobs, and the support necessary to launch and grow a business. And let me just say that I mentioned that the strategic plan was from 22 to 27. And today at Wayne, it was announced that our graduation rate already exceeded what we had as our goal for our strategic plan for 2027. So, our goal was 60%, and it's 60.3%. So, we have lofty goals, both the TechTown as well as the Office of Economic Development, but they're attainable. And you'll hear from Ned in just a minute about some of the great things that's happening at TechTown, some of the funding that has come through, and that's just going to enable TechTown to reach and equip more people with the tools to succeed. So, exciting times ahead. My role will have changed by then, but I'll be rooting you on and be a cheerleader as well as observing. So thank you and enjoy the event.
Thank you, President Wilson. Can I just say, I'm really already gonna miss you when you're gone. That is one of the swaggiest presidents I think Wayne State has ever had, y'all. Y'all saw he came up here all cool, calm, and collected with his shoes on. I see you, President Wilson. We're gonna miss him. All right, we are going to bring up the CEO of TechTown, Ned Stabler. Y'all help me welcome him.
So when you go looking for an MC for an event like this, you make sure that you've got somebody like Orlando who can cover up all the little problems. Like when the teleprompter thinks it's me up here and it's really him. That was my swaggy line. No, that wasn't my swaggy line. That's my point. He can cover that up in a way that you never know. But I'll tell you, President Wilson, I'm really going to miss your steady, thoughtful leadership too. You know, as he just mentioned, Roy recently announced that after nearly a decade of tremendous leadership, that he would be stepping down as the president of Wayne State next summer. And you might have noticed that he and I are really different people, okay? So he is unflappable, and he keeps his cards really close to his chest, while I'm the opposite of whatever that is. So, and see, we have this weekly one-on-one meeting, and I doubt he knows this, but every week, for at least the first 2 years that we met together, I made a concerted, conscious, and almost always unsuccessful effort to get him to laugh, or at least just crack a little smile. I figured he had a really tough job, and the least I could do was to try and give him just a brief moment of levity before launching into whatever pressing issue that I needed to bring to his attention for advice and counsel. I have learned, Roy, that smiles from you are really well earned, because I think it's because you think and feel so deeply, and that, you know, sometimes it takes something really extraordinary to surface your emotions. I'd also like to point out, we had a one-on-one this morning, and I got a full-on chuckle. So, I don't care how the rest of the night goes. It could rain all the rest of the night. My day is made, okay? But I am truly grateful for the time I've had to grow and learn under your steady leadership, both at TechTown and at Wayne as well. We have all been really lucky beneficiaries of your time in Detroit, and it's not just because of the many great qualities you brought to our fair city, but Roy also brought his amazing wife. Jacqueline, you have been a true leader in our community, serving on advisory councils for Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence and Samaritas, been on the board of the YMCA of Metropolitan Detroit. You're an entrepreneur, you founded your own small businesses, and importantly, you founded the HIGH program at Wayne to ensure that no student abandons their dream of earning a degree solely because of housing or financial challenges. So for so many reasons, we're all going to deeply miss you, Jacqueline. And I know the weather might be a little nicer in Miami, but I really hope that we'll see you on campus often. Now, let's give her a round of applause. This is the last chance for some of us to say the things we want to say, too, in these great forums. So now, on to the task at hand, welcoming all of you to the biggest and most exciting night in the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Detroit. I'm going to start tonight by demonstrating one of our most treasured values at TechTown, inclusivity. And I'm going to refrain from my usual habit of using a sports metaphor to describe this year that was so obviously a grand slam. Okay, well, you see, I'm kind of at a loss for words to describe the extraordinary year we've had with high-profile grant awards and deep, impactful work. And despite trying really hard, I can't seem to find the right sentiment that conveys a series of wins. And I think it's because the only context for winning that we have is that for someone to win, someone else has to lose. But what if the back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back wins that TechTown has experienced this year means that everybody wins? That's what we're here to celebrate tonight. Detroit and this region, despite a few suggestions I have for the legislature, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, but Detroit is winning. We're winning the recognition at the national level for something most of us have always known here locally. We have some of the most innovative and enterprising people in America right here in Motown. Over the course of many, many months this year, hundreds of organizations gathered to advance the state's mobility and electrification efforts, through a successful Building Back Better regional challenge competition that will bring over $50 million to Detroit. And TechTown was one of 5 leads heading up the task of making sure that the entrepreneurial ecosystem we built here is working together to support and scale early-stage mobility startups. Congrats and thanks to the whole team at the Detroit Regional Partnership for their leadership on the BBBRC. You may have also seen the recent news about Venture 313, our presenting sponsor here today. Alongside our friends and partners at Invest Detroit and the Detroit Development Fund, TechTown is a founding member of the Gilbert Family Foundation's 3-year, $10 million commitment to the founders in our community, especially to the Black founders that have been overlooked and underinvested in for decades. Together, we will get founder-friendly capital into the hands of those who can turn it into the next StockX or Duo or Livegistics. Amidst all the flurry that comes with managing 7- and now 8-figure grants, the team also reached some significant milestones, like producing a brand new 3-year strategic plan that reflects our new COVID reality and incorporating Hatch into the TechTown suite of services. Speaking of Hatch, I'm excited to announce right now for the first time that the next Hatch Detroit contest is right around the corner because we will once again give away $100,000 to the best new retail concept in Detroit. Applications will go live in January. I see some of our friends from Comerica back there. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but I'm really hopeful it'll be the Comerica Hatch Detroit program again next year. Yeah, there you go. But the reason that we're here today is to elevate business strategists and entrepreneurs and residents who provide their clients coaching and mentorship, and let's be honest, sometimes a little bit of tough love on a daily basis. Already this year, we've served more than 500 entrepreneurs. They've launched nearly 20 new businesses and raised $35 million. But we're so far from $35 million. Pretty cool. But we are so far from satisfied. Our new strategic plan calls for us to expand our impact equitably, enhance our organizational excellence, sustain our growth intentionally, and to cultivate a mission-based culture and to amplify our collective voice. And I am really looking forward to updating you on all of the progress we make towards those goals in the coming years. Now, before I thank our generous sponsors for the commitment they have made to advancing equitable opportunities through entrepreneurship by financially supporting TechTown, I want to remind you that the way we do economic development, the right way, by creating pathways for everyone to support their families and generate equitable community wealth, isn't always what's flashy. It's not always what's most headline-grabbing. And yeah, I'm referring to the recent headlines that Michigan continues its decades-old strategy of spending literally billions of dollars to attract production facilities that create jobs that pay below the median household income and no longer lead to better lives for our citizens. What if, instead of a top-down approach, we invest in our people and the places that we call home? We can create the kinds of businesses and jobs that support our families and keep our kids and our grandchildren in Michigan when they grow up. There's a proposal that our governor has endorsed called the Small Business Smart Zone Plan that would create new restaurants, services, retail options while generating thousands of jobs in our local communities, making them more walkable and attractive for residents, both the current ones and new ones. Best of all, it costs a fraction of what it takes to provide incentives for a single new production facility. So the good news is that despite the legislature's inaction, you can vote with your dollar. When you leave here tonight, don't get in your car without visiting the small business owners outside. When it's time to buy gifts for the holiday, shop in the city with our clients. When you make your next decision about who will provide a service like dry cleaning or auto detailing, or hell, when you buy your next set of tires at Lopez Tires instead of online, find the business owner that is nearest to you and supports the families in our community by employing our neighbors. Or take it to the next step and become financially invested in the tech companies that are raising funds to make it to their next milestone. Become an angel investor. Go talk to Dawn outside. She'll tell you all about it and we can help. Okay, I'm going to step down from my soapbox just long enough to make sure that the generous institutions that care as much about building bridges for a vibrant Detroit as you do are lifted up as examples of what we can accomplish when prioritizing our community as we develop our economy. So I want to make sure to thank those sponsors, and I'm going to start naming them all. Please hold your applause to the end or we will be here all night because we have a lot of sponsors, which is amazing. So first of all, thank you to Venture 313 and the Gilbert Family Foundation. Thanks to Accenture, to Bank of Ann Arbor, to Comcast Business, the DTE Energy Foundation, the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, EY, N Biologics, who was a client, and now they've graduated and they're actually a sponsor, giving back. The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program, the Henry Ford Health System, Into Being, Invest Detroit, JP Morgan Chase, Jill Ford, Renaissance Venture Capital, and last but not least, our media sponsor, WDET.
Five years ago, we made a bet that if we put Detroit's brightest entrepreneurs on one stage for one day with $1 million up for grabs, they'd show the world what we already knew. Greatness has always been here, just waiting to step through the door and grab their opportunity. Thousands applied, millions invested, undeniable impact. But what if I told you that was just the beginning?
Hey, we got an order.
Did we scratch the surface? Yeah. Did we break the ceiling? Nah, not yet. There are still so many ideas that never made it to the stage. Too many startups still waiting to scale, and too many Detroiters left out of the game altogether. So how do we truly change the game? How do we continue giving talented problem solvers the tools to thrive and not just survive? To create wealth for themselves and their community, to see themselves as the innovators they truly are. What does changing the game look like? A garage barber becoming a venture-backed national brand. Your favorite neighborhood baker is shipping cakes all around the world. And a jewelry designer from the West Side is using technology to change the production game. We can unlock all of Detroit's entrepreneurial potential with world-class coaching, founder-friendly capital, the exposure to new possibilities, and a roadmap for how to get there. The game changes with Venture 313. No barriers to entry, and no one to say you don't belong. So go ahead, whether it's your first idea or your first round, take your shot at the innovation economy. Do it here, do it now. Launch your venture from the 313.
Wow, cannot wait to see how Venture 313 changes the game. Shout out to my homie, James Fegan. It's the connections to opportunities like Venture 313 and the collaboration it will take to make it succeed that is so special about Detroit. Today, we get things done for our community. The spirit of entrepreneurship, the passion and determination to make change happen is the same spirit that TechTown's Salute Awards recognizes and hopes to inspire in other up-and-coming Detroit founders and owners. I am pleased to have another sponsor of this year's Toast of the Town and longstanding partner in supporting Detroit's small business community, JP Morgan Chase, present our first Salute Award.
Hi, I'm Pierre Baton, Vice President and Program Officer of Global Philanthropy at JP Morgan Chase here in Michigan. We've proudly supported TechTown's programs since announcing our historic $200 million commitment to Detroit's economic recovery in 2014. This Salute Award winner was an early adopter of the collaborative community of small business support that JPMC and our partners and grantees have built in Detroit over the years. For her perseverance, love of community, and business excellence, please join me in congratulating the outstanding artist and entrepreneur, Kay Willingham, owner of Art in Motion.
Kay, as an artist, is a really creative thinker, and I think that she uses that ability to just help her business survive and move forward. But the most important thing to me is all along that journey, her heart lies in community building and bringing people together and lifting people up and creating community any way that she can.
My name is Kay Willingham, and I'm the owner-proprietor of Art in Motion Ceramic Studio and Gallery. I was working at Pewabic Pottery, and I had an opportunity to open up a business here on the Avenue of Fashion through the Detroit Economic Growth Revolve program. Here I am 9 years later. We have opened Art in Motion. So I started in one location, and about a year and a half ago, I moved to this new location here.
Kay takes advantage of every resource that we have at TechTown, from being one of our first SWAT City clients to re-engaging with Lawrence through the 313 program. She's used the Ask an Expert program. She just wants to take advantage of everything that she possibly can to move her business forward.
If I had a question, a comment, I was able to make that phone call and someone was able to follow up with me, and that was very, very helpful to me, and it has been from day one. One big one was I needed to update my website and was having some major issues. I made a phone call to a friend and she says, well, let me see what I can do. And it took about a week or two, but she was able to give me 2 different paths to take in terms of getting that information. And once that happened, made the changes, and I swear, within 30 minutes of me making the changes to my website, I began to get a phone call, text messages, emails in regards to what they would like to do with my studio.
Kay is really big on collaboration, and she knows that that's key to building community. And so she has opened up part of the space inside of her ceramic studio for another small business owner, Yvette Jenkins, who owns Love Travels Imports. And Yvette is able to run her own retail store within Art in Motion.
As an entrepreneur, it can be a very lonely and challenging journey. So if you have someone that is going through some of those same experiences at the same time, it helps to create your network and support system, which is so critical, for success.
She has come to every virtual alumni break room that we have ever had, and she comes just to listen to other entrepreneurs and to bring the advice and the wisdom that she has learned over struggling for 10 years and overcoming every hurdle, and she truly wants to help other people to do the same and really lift them up.
It's been a privilege, working with folks with TechTown. I'm doing the things that I've always wanted to do. My passion, and I tell folks all the time, if this is your life, find a passion and pursue it, and you'll never go wrong. So I'm very honored to get this reward from TechTown and to live my life doing my passion.
A boss. Okay. That's a boss, y'all. Congratulations again, Kay. Wow, I love it. Listen, as we move on to present our next Salute Award, it makes sense to reflect on our theme for the evening, building bridges for a vibrant Detroit. These metaphorical bridges help owners move between locations like Kay, illuminate paths to growth like Venture 313, or create a community of support like in the TechTown building. I'd like to now welcome a guest to the stage to help us pay tribute to an unparalleled bridge builder and leader in Detroit, Marlo Stoudemire. The Marlo Stoudemire Small Business Champion Award pays homage to Marlo, and we are honored to be able to continue lifting up his legacy again today. That's my big brother, y'all. Please welcome my friend, Valencia Stoudemire, to present the Marlo Stoudemire Small Business Champion Award.
Thank you, Orlando. I had a chance to see and learn about tonight's award recipient when I had the pleasure of viewing a panel that she was on with the Detroit Regional Chamber about a year ago. And I was thoroughly impressed with the work that she was doing through her CDFI, and even had made a note to myself to reach out and contact her. Well, as we know, the days turn into weeks and the months go by, and unfortunately, I did not have a chance to connect. But I was thrilled when TechTown reached out and told me that she was the recipient of this next award. I've had a chance to learn more about this young woman over the last few weeks, and I'm even more convinced that she deserves this. Many of us know the challenges that diverse businesses, and in particular, Black businesses have as it relates to development and access to capital. COVID only amplified what many of us already knew because the decimation of 41% of Black businesses in just a 2-month time span at the beginning of the pandemic was undeniable. So the impact that she is having as leader of one of the first Black-led CDFIs in the state of Michigan isn't important, it's absolutely critical. In learning more about our awardee, I found this quote from her. Entrepreneurship is simultaneously a tool for self-determination and community well-being. And it is incredibly inspiring to see entrepreneurs of color manifesting their dreams while catalyzing opportunities for our future generations. This quote gave me pause, but in a good way, because it resonates so much with who Marlo was and still is to so many of us. I don't know anyone more self-determined than Marlo Stoudemire. He was brilliant and often sought after for his strategic and transformative approach to problem solving and enhancing communities while leveraging the power of relationships to do it. And legacy was so important to Marlo, not just for his family, but for the city of Detroit. I can't tell you how many people have shared stories with me about seeds that he planted that are still germinating today. So it makes me proud. And so do moments like this, when I have the chance to present this award to someone I believe embodies his spirit and passion for being a change agent within their community. So it's my pleasure to present the Marlo Stoudemire Small Business Champion Award to Chanel Scott Contreras.
As I understand Marlo's legacy, he believed in the vitality and culture and importance of everyday Detroiters. And Chanel, through her work with Prosper Us and through the person that she is in the community, also invests in that rich legacy of the city and its people.
I'm so excited about supporting small businesses and particularly small business owners of color in achieving their dreams and leaving a legacy that will not only affect them and their family, but the community around them, so that we can have neighborhoods that are places where we can all thrive.
Chanel is the perfect person to be the recipient of this year's Marlo Stoudemire Small Business Champion Award because she led Prosper Us through their certification as a Community Development Financial Institution, or CDFI. And CDFIs are an important part of our ecosystem that helps small businesses here in the city of Detroit to get the financing they need to grow.
Prosper Us advances economic equity by supporting entrepreneurs and small businesses with the opportunities and capital needed to build businesses, generational wealth, and vibrant neighborhoods. We do that by offering comprehensive and wraparound services, including entrepreneurship training, small business support, and coaching, as well as access to capital.
We are one of the only CDFIs in the state of Michigan that's led by a Black person, let alone a Black woman. This is important because the capital that our entrepreneurs in our neighborhoods need to access should be built for people that are like them.
Prosper has helped us with our business plan. They help us with connecting with a marketing company that helped us with our rebrand and our logo and all our marketing needs. And now they're committed to helping us with a microloan that's gonna be their contribution to the opening of Little Liberia. It just tells you like how much they're committed to just helping entrepreneurs like myself.
We've had so many opportunities to collaborate between Prosper Us and TechTown, and we find that many entrepreneurs that might start with Prosper Us and go through our training program will go on to Retail Boot Camp or some of the other programs at TechTown, and sometimes they then come back to us for capital. So we see the collaboration between organizations like Prosper Us and TechTown as essential to having a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Detroit. I'm just so grateful to be honored with this award. In some ways, it feels full circle to me when I first embarked on my business journey and opened a business back in 2008. Our offices were located in TechTown. I since closed that business and had moments of feeling like a failure, but then used those lessons to then apply what I learned to help other entrepreneurs. So it's really meaningful to me and special that to be acknowledged by TechTown in this way after several years of pushing forward to ensure that many more entrepreneurs have an opportunity at success.
My mom is watching. She was like, you better help them ladies down those steps. Congratulations to a one-of-a-kind change maker, Chanel. I love that her experience operating a business out of TechTown helped bring her to the impact-driven work she does now. When you locate a business at TechTown, whether you're co-working at shared tables or expanding to a small office or lab, it is so much more than rent. You join a community that believes in helping each other succeed. That is part of the story of our next Salute Award winner. This individual has quietly been building bridges between science education and entrepreneurship for the next generation of Detroit's innovators in his lab since TechTown opened its doors. Please join me in congratulating Keith Young Sr., founder of Ecotech Lab.
You will never meet another character like Mr. Young in 100 years. He is one of a kind and he's very charismatic, knows what he's doing, and really loves what he does at the end of the day to help the students.
He's amazed me because he has touched so many lives and made such a difference in the youth of Detroit, and I know that that's close to his heart.
Keith Young and Ecotech have been tenants at TechTown for even longer than I've been here. And there were these troops of amazing kids going up to his lab, and I remember asking, what's going on up there? And so I got a tour and got to meet some of these kids who are doing just tremendous things and then going on to colleges and careers at amazing institutions all over the country.
My name is Mr. Keith Young. I am the founder of Ecotech Lab. It's a research and innovation laboratory for young inventors. And I created this thing back in 2005 with the expectation of creating opportunities for young folks in urban communities to do innovation-based science. Locating Ecotech in TechTown was important because this is where technology is alive. And so having a place where you can actually connect with like-minded people and then have a system of support to support those ideas, that's the reason why I think TechTown is the best place for doing science in the city of Detroit.
He has created a program that allows young people to see themselves as greater than what they necessarily would see just going to school every day.
Ecotech Science Club is vital, especially for our community in Detroit. So to see people who wouldn't have this opportunity to go out and achieve and try to strive for their dreams, I think is huge.
What Mr. Young has done is put a hub right here in Detroit for young black students to be innovators and to really be change makers and to gain scholarships and opportunities.
I've been able to do a lot of things with STEM that I would have never thought, like going to the United Nations, for example. I never would have thought I would have been able to step in that building for at least that purpose. So it's definitely opened a lot of doors, and it's, of course, led me to where I am today.
It is not every day that a kid is told, what do you want to change in the world? How do you want to change it? What are you passionate about? And at the same time, not be told what to do, but to be challenged to find what to do.
Winning the Salute Award means a lot to me, but it's really not about me. It really is the fact that our families and our community has supported something that actually produces a solid result. And as a result, we've started 15 startup companies out of our laboratory. You know, the average kid that comes to my lab stays 8 years. The average scholarship is well over $100,000. And we have 100% graduation and 100% matriculation into the STEM field after college. So this award really is about us, right? Not so much about me.
Talking about, man. Congratulations. Congrats, sir. Amazing. When I grow up, y'all, look. Keith truly has a gift for inspiring his students to think differently, ask questions, and to apply their research to solve real-world problems. He also teaching them how to dress, too, because dude is sharp. Y'all ain't saying nothing. And that's what entrepreneurship is really about, solving a problem, right? As you heard Ned talk about, Detroit is being recognized nationally as a leader in innovation. But what does community-based tech entrepreneurship really mean? And why is fostering it the way envisioned by TechTown so important for our city? This next feature puts tech founders front and center to shine a spotlight on the transformational potential of tech, not just for their employees, but for our world. Take a look.
A tech startup is just a company that helps people solve problems by leveraging technology as part of that solution.
For me, I just saw a lot of problems. And when I see problems, I see an opportunity to create an innovative solution. My name is Camille Tynes. I am a tech founder. I'm the founder of Connected with Care, or Connected for short. Connected is a web-based platform that allows people that work in the foster care system, the foster youth, and families to all log into one portal and access real-time data so that they can save time, money, and lives. So after knowing the field for so long and doing some customer discovery, the idea of having this software was developed. With everything being so advanced technologically in every other realm, it was time to help bring the child welfare system to the modern age.
I grew up in tech, really focused on tech all through college, made a career in that space. But I think a watershed moment for me was some of the ways tech is being used or not used in communities that are near and dear to my heart. What could I do with my technical expertise to help solve a systemic issue? And that came around air quality, both because it affects me personally. I developed asthma living in Southwest Detroit for 4 years. My family members have also been impacted by asthma, and I see great disparities in city to city where communities of color have to deal with this disease. And so I think the first step is to understand what our quality of our air, to fight for those injustices in our communities, and technology is going to help augment that voice.
When tech startups start to grow, from an economic development standpoint, they create really cool, interesting jobs that pay more than average and that really can impact a community in a positive way.
My name is John Wolf. I am a video game developer, and I run an international video game studio called Urban Electronics. And right now we're focusing on augmented reality. Even though Urban Electronics was always my company, I didn't feel like a business individual until it came time to really seek investment or grants, and that completely changed the game of how I began to think. And I had a lot of support from TechTown that really kind of got me into that mode. They were a great support system that really taught me the more formalized aspects of business. What you need to say in a pitch deck, what is your value add, all of these really basic things that I never actually took the time to learn because, again, I was a game developer and not much of a technical founder, and they kind of solidified that for me.
So our journey with TechTown and the programs at TechTown started with Start Studio. And so for us, that was step one in taking what was our idea to start a travel company and making it something tangible. And we've continued with them every step of the way to not only validate and prove our idea, but to build our MVP and to now test traction and find customers. And so I can't explain how helpful it's been to have them kind of by our side throughout the whole process.
I'm not bragging when I say we give you the most support as an entrepreneur in the tech ecosystem than anybody else is able to give you in the Southeast Michigan area.
I think the technologies that will come out of Detroit from the people who are dreaming up new things can really redefine who we are and how we make money, and what we do leaves a lasting impact on the world.
TechTown basically accepts you wherever you are, whether you're a multi-million-dollar company trying to grow some more, or you are the mom and pop store, the mom and pop idea. There's a place for everybody here at TechTown, and for me at least, I know I found a space that is helping me grow and really helping me bring my idea of connected to life.
All right. Can y'all believe we're only halfway through the program? Lindsay writes a tight program. She said you can improv, but don't improv too much. How does it feel? I'm improving, Lindsay. You okay? You all right? I feel like we've barely started to explore diverse missions and businesses of the incredible entrepreneurs and innovators that work with TechTown. If you are also floored by the impact of TechTown, I encourage you to support it by making a donation at techtowndetroit.org. Donations help keep TechTown's programs and services available for everyone. All right? Next, we're going to hear from another sponsor, the DTE Energy Foundation. Take a look.
Throughout the last couple of years, I've had the opportunity to see how businesses like ours can play a leading role in lifting up our communities. That's why we deeply appreciate and admire you, our partners, who dig into local needs and work alongside us for a better tomorrow. We are so grateful for our partners who inspire and drive progress in our communities. Together, we're working toward a thriving Michigan with opportunities for all. Together, we will be best for the world.
All right, opportunity for all is a goal we can all get behind. What does it take to really provide opportunities for all people to not just own their own businesses, but to grow them? I think that is the question to which we are all still trying to find the right answer, because every entrepreneur has a unique journey and set of challenges. TechTown recognized that creating opportunities requires things like making most programs free for owners like Kay, or leases flexible and affordable for startups like Ecotech. For immigrant entrepreneurs like our next Salute Award honoree, TechTown is prioritizing cultural competency and bilingualism for not just team members and free programs, but also it's the most high-profile event. Today's Salute Award ceremony is streaming in both English and Spanish because as much as I hope it is inspiring everyone who hasn't donated yet to make a contribution and go in those purses and wallets, it is also about inspiring future entrepreneurs to invest their time in their dreams, no matter your preferred language. So please join me in congratulating for her passion and determination, Maribel Martinez, owner of Mangonads del Barrio.
Maribel has a very interesting story. Maribel and her family started with a box of mangoes. They were going to the market to sell that, and then they realized that they could amplify the products that they were offering, and they started doing what is called now their main product, Mangonada. And now they have 2 brick and mortars, and they hire, I think, about 20 employees from the Southwest area. So they really build their American dream.
They're the immigrant family that has come here, persevered, and grown their own business, a family-oriented business that has thrived here in Southwest Detroit despite all the issues of language barrier, access to capital, bureaucratic issues. They've still overcome those to create a successful and thriving business here in Southwest.
Hola, mi nombre es Maribel Martínez, soy propietaria de Mangonadas del Barrio y pues estamos aquí en las instalaciones de mi negocio. Cuando comenzó la pandemia, la verdad nosotros estábamos muy asustados porque pensábamos que teníamos que cerrar. Pero con la ayuda de TechTown, ellos rápido se pusieron en contacto con nosotros, nos vinieron a informar sobre el reglamento que los restaurantes estaban requiriendo para mantenerse abiertos. Entonces, gracias a toda la información que TechTown nos ofreció, pudimos mantenernos abiertos, siguiendo las normas que nos requería la ciudad.
In addition to the stabilization fund, Maribel was able to obtain a website. She was able to work with an accounting person to make sure that all her books were up to date. And she also participated in several trainings in Spanish.
TechTown nos apoyó poniéndonos en contacto con las personas que nos podían ayudar a establecer un buen balance y estar al día con nuestros impuestos. También nos ayudaron haciendo una página web que ayudó mucho al negocio porque no la teníamos, y pues el mural que ustedes ven al fondo también fue una parte en la que TechTown nos contactó con las personas que nos apoyaron, y todo eso ha ayudado a que nosotros nos demos más a conocer con la comunidad.
How organizations like SDBA and TechTown can collaborate together. With an example of Mangonadas, SDBA worked with them on an anchor business project to help increase their equipment and supply needs within the restaurant itself, while TechTown was working with them on issues of website design, accounting, also other technical issues that they specialize in. So the work together is collaborative. We're not overlapping with one another. We're adding on to each other's strengths to help out the business in the best way possible.
Para mí recibir un premio de TechTown la verdad significa mucho, porque yo como inmigrante nunca pensé ni imaginé estar en la posición en la que ahora estoy, pero me he dado cuenta que el trabajo que he hecho ha valido la pena, y creo que sin la ayuda de TechTown no estuviéramos en el lugar en el que estamos. Requiere mucho trabajo, pero también mucho apoyo, y pues de TechTown lo he recibido, y para mí es como un orgullo que la verdad ni me la creo.
And if you've never had the pleasure of a mangonada like myself, because you know how us East Siders could be, we gotta go far. I'm like, I need to pack a snack to go get a snack. You need to do yourself a favor and head out to one of their 2 locations at Verner at Clark Park or Spring Wells and get yourself a mangonada, y'all. As you can tell from learning about our incredible honorees today, Kay, Keith, and Maribel, there are so many Detroiters working hard to make their dreams a reality that maybe you've never heard of before. That is why each year it's nearly impossible to pick just 3 entrepreneurs from the incredibly talented TechTown community of members, clients, and alumni to honor with Salute Awards. It is, I've been told, the hardest part of planning Toast of the Town. The final award and conclusion of our program today gave our broader community a chance to struggle with that decision. For 1 week, from last Thursday to noon today, folks were voting for who should be named People's Choice at the 2022 TechTown Salute Awards. But before they finally tell me who won, you think I would know. I was like, who gonna win? You think I would know, but they, whatever. We're going to take a moment to learn more about all 6 of our honorees. Take a look.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Space, founder and CEO of For Her Cosmetics, a STEM-based, all-natural, vegan, and cruelty-free cosmetic line here in Detroit. TechTown's role in helping For Her Cosmetics grow was very major. Upon completion of Retail Bootcamp in 2019, I actually opened my Space Laboratories, where our production facility is, here in Core City, and they gave me the tools necessary in order to create and open a successful lab space.
My name is Ken Walker, and I'm the founder and head designer of K Walker Collective, a high street apparel brand tailored for the audacious professional. The biggest thing I got from TechTown was how to strategize everything that you're doing, but also to take your time and really always be coachable. There were things that I thought I knew about my business and specifically the retail side of my business, but it was a challenge to sit back and listen, and take notes and realize that I have to start small, and there are people that are rooting for me that want to help me, and there's resources to take advantage of right here in the city.
My name is Marlon Hughes. I'm the chef and owner of the Detroit Pepper Company. We are a vegan-first restaurant. We sell stuffed peppers, stuffed bell peppers, stuffed poblanos, and fresh-to-order made stuffed jalapeno peppers. TechTown Detroit helped us launch through advertising and marketing resources, as well as accounting services, and to get us capital so we would be able to operate.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm KT.
And we are On Arrival. So On Arrival provides personalized travel guides of hyper-personal, world-class recommendations so that you can plan amazing trips in a fraction of the time.
The tech startup funds have been very crucial to On Arrival. Specifically when it comes to the website, I think a website is such a crucial part of any business, and they really helped us get the funding to perfect that aspect.
I'm Candace Fortman, Executive Director of Outlier Media. So Outlier is a nonprofit journalism organization that serves Detroit residents by providing them high quality, valuable information that they can use to create change in their own lives. So we start with our SMS text messaging service that allows Detroiters to text us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to get automated reported information about a number of topics that are helping them to survive in the city. This is a really great model for how our way forward is together, right? So collaboration is the future of journalism, and that is happening right here at Outlier.
My name is Darren Riley. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Just Air. Just Air's whole mission is really to build a world where everyone has access to clean air regardless of their race, creed, and geographic location. I developed asthma living in Southwest Detroit about 4 years ago. With my background in tech, really trying to understand how we can leverage technologies to understand the quality of breath that a community takes so we can really fight for those injustices and bring light to some of those injustices around the breathing environment.
All right. Where is that envelope? Somebody gave me an envelope. Where is it? Where is it? Daniel? Oh, it's right here. Oh, okay. The award goes to Candace Fortman at Outlier. Congratulations. Stay here, Candace. Stay here. Thank you all so much for joining us and to celebrate tonight's awardees and their entrepreneurial spirit. Let's get everybody back, all of our salute awardees up here for one more round of applause. All of our salute awardees, come on back up here. Do you want the envelope? For one more photo op. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Let's give it up for these amazing folks.